Here are the hacks, tips, tricks and techniques of finding multiple amazing deals on a monthly basis. For those that don't know me, my name's Jamie. I've been investing in property for about a decade now, and we typically do anything between 20 and 40 property deals on a monthly basis. And it's not a big secret, but there is a way that we do this from the comfort of our office in this case, but your own home. You don't need to be local to the property. I want to break down step by step how you can do this too with very limited budget. First of all, I want to talk about a mindset of how you approach this. So what a lot of people do is they think their only way of getting property deals is to go through estate agents. Right now, estate agent deals represent less than 5% of our property portfolio. Instead, we have marketing techniques at the top of the funnel, and we want to call this the awareness phase. So the awareness phase is top of the marketing funnel. We put out marketing. The three most successful that we currently have involve agents, but not what you think. So number one is Facebook ads or meta ads. So we have ads going out where you can start a Facebook ad for as little as £5 a day. Let me know if you want me to do a video on how to do that in the comments, by the way. So we spend £5 a day. That will bring people to you. Think about the mindset there. That's not you going, trying to talk to the individual. That's them reaching out going, I want to sell my property. So it's becoming aware that you are even somebody looking for that. And by the way, most people get this wrong because they're going to networking events, they're doing all of this. It's you having to go there, all of the bloody effort. So you want to do things where people come to you. The second is letters. I know, crazy, right? So this does involve estate agencies and listed properties, but we target properties that have been online between 3 and 6 months. They're out of contract, obviously not got a deal, and we're sending letters to their address saying, hey, just wondering how comes you've not sold your property. If it's still available, I'd love to have a chat. Again, it's targeted, it's niche down, inch wide, mile deep, but people are reaching out. Now, the one where I do a proactive is with agents, but not estate agents, selling agents. I go to lettings agents. Why, Jamie? They don't sell property. Correct. Now, think about this. A small letting agent, they've got 300 properties on their books of buy-to-let properties because 100% of their portfolio are rentals, which is what I'm looking for, boring vanilla buy-to-let properties. And I go to them, hey, is anyone looking to sell their properties? If they are, I can pay you a referral fee and we'll keep you on the management for a minimum of a year. This is a big deal because imagine somebody with that small portfolio, maybe they've got a portfolio with 20, 30 properties on, they decide to sell, the letting agent doesn't have a sales exit, and there's a lot of lettings agents that aren't estate agents, and then they lose a huge portion of their portfolio. Ads on Meta, direct mail, letters, and letting agents. Build the relationships, bring people in and make them aware. The next stage of the awareness funnel is awareness, communication, and extraction. So you communicate one-on-one and extract them, which is getting their name and number. How do we convert them remotely? So that's what we do, and we do this on scale. So we're spending about $30,000 a month at Aspire Property Group, and the reason for that is we've got, imagine the sieve versus a filter. I don't know if you ever remember that at science, you'd pour it into a beaker, but you had this filter paper. That's what we are at Aspire Property Group. Now, most people are like a sieve. They get loads of things in, they sieve some out, and then most of it gets through to the next stage. At Aspire, we really filter at the top of the funnel, and the reason for that is we want to be talking to the best, the properties in the best area, the vendors that are looking, they're motivated, we're going to get a great price, and the reason for that is we need to find great properties for us and our investors. So what happens in the next stage is the new lead comes in. Now, we use a lot of tech for this. We use Zapier and Podio. This is tech that essentially extrapolates all of these leads from multiple different areas, and it comes into one place for our property acquisitions consultants. And these are the dream team on the phone every single day. They'll do 100 dial-outs, 2 hours plus on the phone, communicating with vendors as effectively as possible to get the deal done. Now, you might think the first thing they do is book in a viewing, right? No, do not do viewings at the beginning of your process. And this is where it gets a little bit complex, but also very simple. So what we like to do is we qualify the prospect. So at the moment, it's just a lead. We need to find out if they're ready, willing, and able to sell their property. Do they own it? Are they looking to sell? And are they willing to sacrifice a little bit on the price in return for speed and certainty? If they are, we get a bit of value from them. Can you send us some videos, do a bit of a video walkthrough of the house, send us some pics, what's the condition, when's the last time the boiler was updated, all of this sort of thing, so that we've got a really good idea that we can go away and analyze. We then book our follow-up call after doing our online analysis, and on that follow-up call, we find out where they're at, where they want to get to, and we put in our offer subject to viewing. Now, this is really key, by the way, because in between those two stages, we've had our time to go away and analyze the deals. And we use spreadsheets just like this to analyze every deal, and we go down to meticulous detail. You need to make sure we're taking account of the refurbishments and contingency in there, the management, the maintenance, all of these things that really come into a long-term investment. Now, you might be going, but how could that be accurate? Well, actually, because we know the areas and we've viewed hundreds, if not over 1,000 properties over the years, we know what it's likely to cost. And normally we're within a few grand of that. And it's really just to narrow down, because there's no point going to do all of these viewings if they were never going to accept the offer in the first place. And it's what people do. They go, I did 10 viewings last week. It's like, why? If I did 10 viewings, I would be getting 7 or 8 deals. And the reason for that is, why go and view a property if they were never going to get anywhere near your price? Think about our offers. If they accept our offer, we're not going to offer more, right? It's not like we're going to go to the property and go, do you know what? I know I said I'll pay you 80, I'll pay you 85. It's very unlikely. If anything, it would come down. So 9 times out of 10, it stays the same, because we've got really good with these process. We've got virtual viewing documents. We've got spec sheets. We've got a plethora of things all the way through to make sure we're getting as accurate as possible. But if we go there and there's something you can't see, like if there's damp, sometimes that's difficult to see. Sometimes a vendor will quickly go over the part they don't want you to see. So we make sure the property gets inspected. Okay, that's either going to be by one of us or a builder if it needs a refurbishment. That then is going to give us the final piece of accuracy. Now, a lot of people do the viewing up front, which I get it. We're in the property game, right? You've got to go view properties. Not really. What we do for people like you is we help people build portfolios. So I know this is a huge amount up front, but that's why there's 2-hour call time, 3-hour, 4 hours a day, 100 dial outs, really funneling people down so that our cost exertion at the viewing stage, which is going to be petrol, hours of people's time. Had somebody go yesterday to Doncaster. It's an hour or 45 minutes, then doing the inspection, then driving back. 3 hours of time out that could have been on the phone finding you another deal. So even if you're doing this for yourself, by the way, you can get it done that way instead of doing hundreds of viewings to get your one deal. By the way, if you're watching this and you're thinking, this is bloody exhausting just listening to, let alone doing the work, well, get this. I will end up spending between £1,000 and £2,000 on leads before I find the perfect deal for our investors. That's not including the daily work time burning the phones. That's not including the inspections. That's not including the refurbishment work, doing all of that. And we decided, actually, what could be a really good business proposition is to be able to make it hands-free. So what we ended up doing is getting the sourcing on, and then we've got a conveyancing on. So we've got a whole team dedicated to pushing it through, getting the financing, the financial services. Then we've got a refurbishment team, and now we've got a management agent. And what that means for people is that they're now able to invest in property, scale their portfolio without any time invested. And that's really what this is about for you. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, put APG in the comments. That stands for Aspire Property Group. Put APG in the comments. And what we'll do is I'll send you a link and you can book in a one-to-one strategy session. On this strategy session, the outcome is to work out if you want our services. So we can talk about building your portfolio. So you'll get the same properties as me, and we'll build your portfolio with 0 of your time invested. 0 of your time invested, okay? We will make that happen. Worst case scenario, you have that strategy session and you've got some one-on-one advice that can really help you push to the next level. Now, this is where it all comes together. So all of this stuff with the awareness, the communication, the extraction, we've got the lead in, we've qualified them, we've booked in the appointment, we've analysed it, we've then put a proposal together, or subject to viewing, we've then gone and inspected the property. If it needs a refurb, we've priced it up. It is a lot of work, right? That is when we finalize the numbers. So we bring everything into play. So we then go back and double check. So we look at the crime rates of the area, the schools in the area. We want good or outstanding. What's the tenure of property, which is what's the ownership versus rent versus social housing in the area, and a whole host of other things. And one of the big ones, little secret for you, is what's the average household earnings compared to the average purchase price in the area. Really big one to know the long-term capital growth. So we focus on target properties, which is making sure it's the right type of property, 2 to 4 bed houses, freehold, in the right area with great regeneration projects, great capital growth. It has to be existing property. We don't do off plan, and we want to attract a great tenant type, and we call that target. And once we sign off and give final visuals, then and only then do we give it to an investor, and then the hard work begins. So then we take them through all the way through the process, including conveyancing, the finance. You use our team, we get the refurbs, we get the lettings done. Now, hopefully that's given a really good idea. And by the way, the aim of this is, number one, to educate you. Number two, you might be listening to this and going, actually, I want that help. Put APG in the comments. We can have that one-to-one call. Worst case scenario, even if you're thinking about doing this for yourself, you can get some one-to-one strategic advice. The real aim is, let's build your portfolio and create that financial freedom. And the line that I love to give is that ultimately we want to help you to stop working hard for your money and get your money working hard for you. I hope this has been of some value to you. If it has, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. There are so many valuable videos I want to do for you specifically over the next few months. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you're first to find out. If you did get value, destroy that like button and let me know in the comments, what content do you want?